You want to look at where the deputy president betrayed where the deputy president betrayed Uhuru Kenyatta, you'd have to go to the first PG we had immediately we were elected. This was on 30th of August 2017. The deputy president was present, the SG was present, and the president was categorical. We have finished elections. The country is divided. Our work now as the party that won is to go and unite the country. No more political competition for the next 4 years. Then in 2022, I will be the one who will lead campaigns for our candidate. The president went out of his way and reached out to his competitor for 2017, brought him on board, did the famous handshake with him, and cooled down political temperatures. Unfortunately, the deputy president decided he did not support that handshake. And he has consistently, directly and through his own allies, spoken against that handshake. He has tried to make it look like the handshake was only political. So he decided to go against his president and continues to suggest that the president was not in his right mind when he signed that thing. I don't know that you understand. Every time the deputy president calls Raila Mganga, what he's suggesting. He's actually suggesting that the president has been bewitched by Raila, and that is why he's not doing what they expect. The third thing, government policies. The president started with the Big Four, pushed the Big Four. When he brought the policy for housing to the floor, when he was suggesting that there be public contributions, the people who voted against that and killed that particular policy were the people who were associated with the deputy president. He brought the issue of Huduma Number. The people who fought it most strongly were people associated with the deputy president. He brought the very first initiative to create a Nairobi Metropolitan Service, like 1.5 years ago, was killed on the floor of the House by people who are allied to the deputy president. Right now, even after the establishment of the deed between Nairobi County and national government, the person who has been leading the onslaught against that NMS is Kipchumba, who is a very, very close associate of the deputy president. So when you're looking at opportunities and the options of where is it that the deputy president has betrayed, who has betrayed who in this arrangement, you have to be honest. The president at no time has he ever actually attacked the deputy president. If the president wants to undermine the deputy president, we know what would happen. We would notice it. His motor vehicles, his work itself would be affected. We have never had the deputy president complain that his work is being affected. His official work is being affected. What we hear are complaints that his politics is being affected. Let us remember the president has asked on several occasions politicians to stop premature 2022 campaigns. Keep saying we have numbers, we have numbers, we have numbers. The question you have to ask yourself is, they have numbers to do what and against who? Because there's no way those numbers are going to be used against Raila Odinga because they don't affect him. So if he's saying he has numbers, he's actually trying to challenge the party leader of his party and saying, I have already co-opted more people on my side than you have. The question you have to ask yourself is why? Why would the deputy party leader try to instigate a coup in Jubilee against his party leader? So if we're looking at betrayal, we have to be very honest that the opportunities and the people the person who has actually betrayed the president right from the very beginning has been the deputy president. The president had a lot of trust, a lot of faith in the deputy president. We have to be honest. The 2013 election certainly was not funded by Ruto. It was funded by the president and his allies. 2017 election was funded by the president and his allies. So we are at a situation where the president has run consistently, created a government, given you a stake in that government, given you a platform to prepare yourself to actually lead the country if you prepare yourself effectively. Then you have used that platform to undermine the person who has been trusting you by trying to disinherit him in his own constituency, in his own backyard. So the president says, do not campaign. Please don't do premature campaigns. Where do you go and do premature campaigns? In his own backyard. That is where you are every weekend, doing premature 2022 campaigns. You go and co-opt politicians who come from his political backyard and make them your primary allies to do that which the president has told you not to do. Well, I mean, sincerely, I personally think the president is a very tolerant person. Some of us would have done worse things a long time ago.